Hey, how's it going? This is Kyle from the TF Review, and this is the video review of the Thomas the Train Transformer Super Thomas Voltron Devastator Tank Engine. And with a name like that, who am I to deny a toy that sounds quite as awesome as that? From an unknown brand in China. So, we're going to take a look at each train. I take it this is supposed to represent Thomas. This is apparently Daisy, because it says Daisy right on the side, and it's got, she drives around with a picture of herself on the train. That's kind of shallow, and a little bit egocentric, and of course, I guess this is supposed to represent Percy. Now, Thomas and Percy, they're roughly the same toy, but of course they are variations of similar molds. And of course, Daisy is her kind of own thing. She's the core member of the Gattai. So, looking at each of the robots, trains, things individually, we can see they actually are nicely detailed. They're not the worst detail. Granted, this is a very cheap toy. I don't want to say it's a knockoff because I don't think there are any official products like this. It's just a very cheap gimmick that you buy if you want a Thomas combiner. And as a YouTuber that I very much respect, Leo Kim Video, he would call these very cheap and very nasty. And they are, in fact, very cheap and very nasty. Don't let these cute faces and the fact that it transforms fool you. If I wanted to, I could easily take this in my hand and just crumble it. But since I kind of like the gimmick, and I don't believe I'm at risk of swallowing any broken pieces, I think I'll be okay, and I think I might hold on to it. Anyway, looking at the detail, sorry I went off track there, it's got actually a really nice silver paint. I would assume, though, that this is not quote-unquote legal silver paint, since it's smudging off very easy. It's probably a silver paint that wouldn't even be allowed to legally be sold on toys. Probably heavily lead-based, I don't know, but it looks nice. Right here on Daisy, we can see she's got another derpy face. The head sculpt of the Gattai is just kind of sticking out right there. I haven't been able to figure out if it folds down or not. I'm going to assume not. And as you can see, the construction is very poor. This part just doesn't even clip on. So it just kind of has to sit like that. Lastly, we got Percy. I like Percy the most. We've got some major spillage right there of the silver paint. Calm down, guys. Someone just went a little bit too crazy. I think he's got the best face of the three, so I'll give him credit for that. And there you go. Now, what I like about them, at least Thomas and Percy, they have these little connector pieces. And if you wanted to, you can actually connect them. Well, you can try to connect them, like that. And then Thomas just connects back there. And then now you've got a full kind of train. It's a really stupid looking train. But if you wanted to display it in train mode, you know, there you go. It's definitely possible. So, for the transformation, this is where the toy is just at the absolute peak of its garbage level, because this is a garbage toy. I would not trust any kids with this. As I play with it, little pieces of plastic fly off, and it's just really not a safe toy. So, to get the worst part over with, to transform him, you just want to take this bit, which actually just kind of came off, and that peg's in there. You just pull it off and put it to the side. We don't need this until probably the last step. Then you take these two panels, fold them around, and they both clip on. Fold this bit down here, fold this, and this just pegs in. And now you've got the core of the Gattai. Next up, we just want to pull Thomas's head off, like that. Pull Thomas's butt off, like that. And then down here, we can see there is a large gray piece. This piece just folds out. Of course, it's got very sharp, totally unsafe edges. They haven't even been really cut properly. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pretty awful. And fold that up, and there's his leg. And actually, we can do the same thing with Percy. Just take that, fold it up, and there is his leg. And I do believe it goes like this. Thomas on the left, Percy on the right. And now let's raise ourselves up a little bit. And zoom out. Alright, so now these pieces, they just plug onto the legs. You'll hear a snap. Just like that. And he can already stand on his own. Last but not least, we want to form his arms. And we generally want to keep the green side on this side and the blue side on that side. But you can mix and match if that is your thing. So you just want to pull this piece down. You'll notice a little port right there. And it forms a new port out here. And I don't like the way it was designed with the screw holes facing this way. It should have been screw holes facing this way. But there's a little port connector right in there. And his face is also just not even screwed in. You can just pull it off like that. How cheap. You want to take this. And actually, I think I might have lied. Let's pull that off. Let's take this. And fold this connector piece down. And then we fold this out. So go back just one step. And then his arm. And his hand was actually put on backwards on mine. That just pegs in down here. But it's a very loose connection. So just put it in like that. It will fall off. I like to take it and turn it to the side. It is like a hexagonal peg with no actual teeth or grooves or anything. So when you turn it, it'll just hold on just fine. Nice and sturdy. But if you bump it hard enough, well, maybe not. That's a nice firm hold. Awkward sentence. Then take this. Fold that piece down. I'm not sure if that was a good sound or a bad sound. Or does it want me to fold it up? No. And then take Thomas. Plug him in. And take his hand. This just folds out. And this is a better connection. That just holds right in. And there we have him in his robot mode. This is the famous Thomas Gottai. And it's very light, very cheap. We can see all of the hollow plastic on the back that was used. Geez, calm down, buddy. I would not trust any kids with this thing. It is, well, I would not trust my kids, at least. If you want your kids to play with stuff like this where wheels are falling off in little pieces, that is all you, buddy. But I personally would not, because this is very, very, very poorly built. So, for articulation, he does have a little bit. You can rotate his arms 360 degrees, but at all the points where his articulation are, those are also connection joints, and the connections are pretty bad. So chances are you're going to get a bicep falling off. But he does have a bicep swivel. Again, you can rotate. His shoulder pads can. Oh god, this is a mess. His shoulder pads do actually move. And if you wanted to, you can bend his hands as part of the transformation. And be wary, because this is going to come off a lot. If you wanted to, you could move his legs forward and back and bend at the knee. Again, pretty crappy connection. Lastly, it comes with his shield. I mentioned, we're just going to leave it. I'm sick of putting that on. And his shield does connect back here. And you really got to dig it in there. Sometimes it doesn't want to dig in. And now you've got kind of Voltron-esque wings. Just like that. And you can do that if you want to. Or I believe you could also use it as a weapon. Kind of. Just peg it into his hand. Let's see, just like that. And now he's got like a double-bladed thing that he can hold. Or he can try to hold, at least. So that is a thing. But I personally like it for just the gimmick, and I like to kind of sit it next to my Megazords. I have a big Megazord collection. And for that reason, I kind of like its novelty value. And if you're into the novelty value and you are not, you know, at risk of swallowing small, loose, broken plastic pieces, then I guess if you want to grab it, it's only $11 with free shipping on eBay. Though, if you are a parent and you're like thinking, oh, maybe I should get this for my kid, definitely not. I would not recommend this for any parents at all. It is just a piece of crap. It really is. And for a quick size comparison, I feel this is necessary. What do I got around here? Here he is next to the original Thunder Megazord. So he's definitely on the small side. Anyway, guys, that does it for this video review. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at the TF Review, where I just rant about stuff, and like me on Facebook at the TF Review, where I post pictures of stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.